Startup Central recently started a brand new series called Vocal for Local. It's in this series that we put the spotlight on local brands that are creating quite the buzzword. And today my guest comes from the world of coffee, brewing coffee in a very different way for you and me every morning or whenever it is that we want to enjoy our Java. Here is Rahul Jain, the co-founder at Beanly. Hi Rahul, thanks so much for joining us here. So one of the reasons Beanly seems to be making waves is not just because of the Java beans that you guys have, but because of the way you're packaging it and also supplying to a giant like Blue Tokai. Incidentally, I had the co-founder of Blue Tokai on this very show who was talking about making a cup of coffee without any technology, without anything else, but literally just opening a piece of packet, small piece of packet, pouring it over, and enjoying a cup of coffee.
One of the lessons from during Corona has been that when these shocks happen, supply chains don't work. And so having a product that you can get to people in whatever channel is open is incredibly important. And to do that, you need to be accessible and you need to be convenient. So now during this current period, we're working a lot on coming up with different methods so that people can brew coffee more easily at home. So a few months before Corona, we launched a product called Easy Pour, which is a way for people to brew coffee without any equipment. You simply open up a sachet, you put it over your coffee cup, and you pour hot water through it. And that has done really well for us. So we're working on similar sort of innovations along those lines to make it more easy for people to get good quality coffee at home.
I believe you guys are the ones behind that for Blue Tokai.
That's right, Nandara. So that is something that we have created. You know, for the longest time, people, you know, they haven't had a great way of making coffee at home, which is why, you know, they've always resorted to something like instant coffee. And most of us have grown up having that. But, you know, with how everything evolves, and finally coffee is too, you know, there is a need for people to have a great cup of coffee at home. And, you know, usually they would have to resort to either spending a whole lot of money on a lot of equipment and machines to brew a proper cup, or they would have to, you know, they would have to settle for instant coffee. But now we've bridged that gap and we've made it possible for anyone to enjoy a great cup of coffee just with no equipment, just a cup and hot water.
What is the difference between this and instant coffee? Explain that to me. This also sounds like an instant coffee.
So, you know, our tagline, it reads not instant coffee, coffee instantly. So the main difference is, so instant coffee is coffee that has already been brewed. So what they do is they, you know, brew a cup of coffee from proper coffee grounds, and then they dry that liquid out, and the remaining powder, the residue, is what is known as instant coffee. Where we come in is what we've done is we've taken proper, you know, premium quality whole beans. We grind them and we make it possible. We give it to you in such a way that you just need hot water, and you brew your cup from, you know, you brew your coffee from those ground beans, and you know, and you just discard the you know, grounds, and then you enjoy your cup of coffee.
But then where do you come in? Rahul, where do you come in? I take that point now. But where do you come in for Blue Tokai? Blue Tokai has been around for a long time. In fact, it is Blue Tokai that started the new coffee wave in the country, the artisan coffee wave in the country. And a lot of the credit has to go to Blue Tokai. You guys, you and your partner just about started very recently. So where do you feature in for Blue Tokai's plans? What is so special?
So, you know, Blue Tokai has a great knowledge of coffee, and I think there's probably no one in the country doing it as well as them. You know, they're making you know, specialty coffee accessible to normal people like you and I. But you know, there is also this gap. Like I said, you know, our product, it kind of helps you brew a cup of coffee anywhere. So you know, Blue Tokai had these great beans. We had this great way where you could brew great coffee anywhere. So you know, I think it was a perfect partnership, and you know, so now with our help, Blue Tokai can get its amazing coffee to people wherever they want it. They can brew it at home, they can brew it at office, they can brew it on the go while they're traveling. So yeah, that is where we come in, and I think that is what makes this partnership great.
Okay, so are you going to stick with Blue Tokai, or are you also talking to other, artisan coffee seems to be taking off in the country, right? You've got Blue Tokai, look at Araku Coffee, that's even going overseas, Paris, New York, all of that. So are you going to stay as the guys who provide this technology of the pour over and the dip coffee, or do you have other ambitions?
So we have a lot of ambitions, especially when it comes to coffee. We are very passionate about the beverage. It's obviously it's our favorite. That is why we're in this line of work. But yeah, we're obviously open to such partnerships. We are, we have tied up with other people to do the same for them, so that they can get, their amazingly roasted coffee to their customers. And and apart from that, we are also working on a few different products which should be, which we are scheduled to launch later on this year.
Okay, and with that, Rahul here is wishing you and the entire team at Beanly all the very best. Thanks for giving us your time today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap on this edition of the Startup Central. My thanks for watching.